So we've got a brand new year ahead of us, filled with tons of LoL esports events, and in this video we're going to break down everything that you need to know as a fan about the LCS in 2023. First off, the lock-in tournament that we saw the past 2 seasons is no longer. Same with the regional all-star event. These tournaments cause pro players stress and burnout before their all-important seasons even started. In Lock-in's case, many teams were forced to play with incomplete rosters, mostly due to visa issues, so you weren't even really getting a great preview of how individual teams would be performing anyway. But Riot introduced an all-new Kickoff event to replace those tournaments, including a 2-day tournament featuring 9 international regions. To date, there isn't a ton of specific information about the tournament published. Unfortunate because we're less than 2 weeks from the event, but my guess is that it'll be an online broadcast tournament featuring somewhat of a super team per region. All in all, this event will be super fun to watch, and knowing the stakes aren't that high, the players are likely to be in good spirits across the board. Building on the new Kickoff tournament is the same old LCS format featuring best of 1 games and the typical spring playoffs with an MSI appearance and a 200 grand prize pool. What's new and particularly controversial is the schedule for regular season play. In 2022, we had Saturday and Sunday games with Super Weeks extending to Fridays. That worked well for almost all of us, right? But this year, however, Riot's choosing to move the LCS games to Thursday and Friday at 12 p.m. PT with Wednesday Super Weeks. A lot of fans are outraged, and many people will miss these games altogether. One thing I know for sure is that you're not going to find me at a Buffalo Wild Wings sipping on a Bud Light for lunch on a random Thursday, you know what I mean? Something else occurring in the LCS this year is widespread budget cuts across the board. In the past couple years specifically, the contract bubble has gotten so far out of hand that it's finally burst. Huge ticket players like Perks on C9, Sword Art on that weird failed TSM roster, or even the Team Liquid Super Team that we just saw fail in Summer Split have caused huge pullbacks and roster spending for organizations. From what I've heard on podcasts, players are still being paid well, especially in the higher tiers, but we're not seeing these inflated contracts all around the board like we've seen in these past few years. Building on the team budget cuts, it seems as if the LCS broadcast is cutting costs as well. This is an unofficial take, so take it with a grain of salt, but with the retirement of Pastry Time and most recently Freak, it seems like the LCS is pulling back talent for one reason or another. We can't really be certain if this is due to budget cuts, or maybe they're trying to bring on new talent, but what we do know is we lost some of the best talent the LCS broadcast has ever seen. I know that I'm definitely going to miss Pastry Time, and I'm going to miss our boy Freak. Finally, in 2023, the LCS is going to have to share its stomping grounds with those filthy Valorant players. The LCS Arena in LA will be rebranded to the Riot Games Arena, as the new VCT tour will also premiere from this venue. Though we will have to share time with Valorant, this could prove beneficial to the esports scene as a whole, because the Riot Games Arena will be getting significantly more usage than before. One thing's for sure though is that it'll definitely be busy over there in LA. Despite the crazy headlines and the budget cuts and the doom and gloom, the LCS in 2023 is looking pretty interesting. We've got a beloved CLG run back, tons of NA Academy players getting their shot, the return of Doublelift and Bjergsen, Jensen's actually starting in spring, and there's so much more to look forward to. So if you're interested in following more esports stories than the news like this memo, be sure to subscribe to the channel and get involved in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.